Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. This time we have another Metal Robot Spirits. It's the S Gundam from Gundam Sentinel. This is the MSA-0011. It's the Task Force Alpha mobile suit. It made a very brief appearance in Gundam Build Fighters as a model kit, but otherwise was mainly known for its appearance in Gundam Sentinel. So we had the Ex-S Gundam released months before, and we've gotten several other things from Gundam Sentinel, so I'm liking what they're trying to do with the line. But we finally got this one. It ended up being an exclusive, unfortunately, but it's here. It's a Metal Robot Spirits, a KA signature, and it looks really, really good so far from the promotional material. So on the box we have the S Gundam. These Metal Robot Spirits all have these side profiles, and then on the back of the box we have the mobile suit as well as the line art and a couple other things. So let's get it checked out and see what's in here. Alright, so we have everything out now, so let's check out the figure. So this is the S Gundam. We have a little plastic piece there. Now, the articulation is going to be very similar to... Hey, the arm comes off. That was interesting. The articulation is very similar to the Ex-S Gundam. The arms look like they're about the same. They have this little wrist movement in here. The shoulders have the same articulation. This piece can fold out. The binders move around the same. This piece looks the same as well. It can move quite a bit. The chest can move a teeny bit. There it goes. It'll kind of flex inward. This whole piece just comes on out. So it's got quite a bit of movement. The head can look down and up quite a bit. We have the Vulcans in the head there. A lot of good paint. The rear skirt armor moves around. It's hinged. The legs actually have a neat articulation part here, whereas you move the knee, this piece will come out, which is kind of cool. The feet move around. The feet are all, I think they're one piece. They move slightly. That's about it. So overall, I mean, nothing groundbreaking, nothing crazy, just pretty standard articulation. It's a pretty beastly figure. It's quite large, even in its base form. So let's get it built up here a little bit. So it does come with the beam cannons, very similar to the other Ex-S Gundam release. Let's just pop on in here. The difference here is the S Gundam actually had to plug its beam smart gun into its hips, where the generators are, in order to have kind of overpowered shots. So a lot of times, at least one of these, or sometimes both of these, were removed. We also have, let's stand you up over here. So this is the backpack. This piece is very similar to the Ex-S Gundam, but everything else is pretty much different. This is obviously much, much smaller. None of the verniers move around, but you do have the little Vulcan pods there. And you have two of the beam cannons, which are these, very similar to the Ex-S Gundam. But you get two instead of four. We'll do a comparison in a minute. So these just snap on in pretty easy. Then the backpack actually plugs So you have this piece is actually for the stand adapter, which we'll go over later, and these two pieces are where the backpack plugs into. And you just push it all in there, and now it's got a backpack. And these pieces are movable quite a bit, so works out. Now the S Gundam needs knees. So these are the protruding knees. This is actually where the beam saber would be stored. We'll cover that in a minute. And they just plug in right down here, or not. Let's try that again. There you go, I think I got it. All right, we have one more. There we go. All right. So this is the S Gundam. I mean, the paint on these is always amazing. I don't think I'll ever complain about the paint. It is a metal robot spirit, so all the joints in here are metal, so you have lots of durability. There's no stiff joints like the Zeta Plus. And it looks really good. I'm really liking it so far. So let's get into the accessories real quick, and let's cover those, and then we'll do a comparison on the Ex-S Gundam. Alright, so let's cover some of the standard accessories. So aside from the hands that are on the S Gundam, we also get a set of kind of neutrally posed hands, some more dynamic posing hands. We get some beam saber hands, which are very curved. And finally, some trigger hands. We also get a really nice stand here. Has all the information about the Gundam on it, the pilot and everything. It's a normal stand that these metal robot spirits come with. This is the actual stand piece here. And you can just plug it in like so. So all the components on here move and can be locked down as well. So this piece will actually move, as well as this piece up here. But it looks really nice. You do have a stand accessory. I believe this is identical to the Ex-S Gundams. So if we can go ahead and grab the figure here. We have a little plug right here. You just stick it right into there, and then at that point you can actually get it to just go right down onto the stand. There we go. And then you have the S Gundam on a stand. It's really simple, and it actually stays on there quite well. It's, like I said, it's almost identical to the Ex-S Gundam. Alright, so let's cover some of the weaponry that we get here. So the first piece, I already have it on the S Gundam here, is the Incom, and it's the same one that comes with the Ex-S Gundam. And as you can see, as the Incom comes out and takes a right angle, it releases one of these little things. You get two of them, and they just attach onto the wire. And like I said, it's the same release as the Ex-S. You just very carefully peel this piece off. This whole thing comes apart, and you attach the regular Incom piece there, and then put this back on. If it'll go back on. There we go. Then you also get, I'm going to stand S Gundam up over here. You also get two beam saber blades, again, same ones that come with the Ex-S Gundam. And they go right on like that. The handles, as I mentioned before, will actually fit into the knees. You want there's a little little rectangular piece down here. You want that facing toward the mobile suit. And it just snaps into place like it belongs there. So really, really easy. Some neat accessories. Again, they're the same as the Ex-S Gundam. So let's check out the guns, because that's where it gets a little different. Alright, so first things first, the S Gundam comes with a beam smart gun. This is the exact same one that we got with the Ex-S Gundam. Has a little handle here. It has handles everywhere. It has this one that rotates down and around. It has one in here that can pop out, like a side handle. And then this whole piece folds out, and this is what connects to the hip of the S Gundam, and we'll go over that a little bit more in a second. It also can extend in a kind of like a deployed mode. Now you'll notice there's no little no targeting camera up here. That's because you can remove this and actually place it on there, which is pretty cool. So now it has one. I mean, it looks great. Like I said, it's the exact same sculpt. So, and the Ex-S Gundam's gun was amazing looking, so I'm glad that they decided to not really change anything, except for this. You know, I don't remember it coming with this little piece, which is kind of cool. So let's get into the different accessory here. It's another beam smart gun, but it's much larger and looks a lot better. The rear of it here is the same as the one that we just went through. Has all the same gimmicks, all the same handles, etc. Even this little piece pops off just the same. The front of it's what's different. So this is actually the Deep Striker's weapon. I don't know, it looks really, really cool to me. It has a bipod, which isn't even really in a deployed form. I don't know why this gun has a bipod in the first place. It's a beam gun and it's in space. Why does it need to stabilize? Anyway, it does extend. You extend it and you push this little piece back a little bit. And that's it, extended. It's huge. I mean, it's a massive gun. But it looks really good. Like I said, the rear part of it utilizes the same pieces that have worked with the other release, and I really like it. Except for, like I said, don't really get this, but otherwise it's a solid gun. Like I said, having the Deep Striker's gun's pretty cool. God help my wallet if they release a Deep Striker, but we have the gun. So one final accessory here. The S Gundam actually comes with this piece, which is connected into the hip with a multi-jointed arm. It has a handle up here, and then connects into the bottom of the guns connection, which is also connected into the other hip. And it's acts as kind of a secondary power unit, so that this beam smart gun can shoot at some astounding amount of power that's completely unnecessary. But it gets rid of these off the hips and kind of double connects into the mobile suit. So you do have that accessory as well, which is pretty cool. Also, for those of you with the Zeta Plus, the S Gundam's beam smart gun looks pretty damn good on the Wave Rider form here. So that's pretty neat looking. Right. So to conclude here, I've heard a lot of talk about the Ex-S Gundam being one of the best metal robot spirits and probably best robot spirits to be released in quite a while. If you're a fan of that one, you'll be a fan of this one. The bits and pieces of the Ex-S that made it so likable are all present here, but this is a different enough figure that it warrants, to me at least, warrants a separate purchase. Now it is an exclusive, which makes it a little more difficult. I don't know if I mentioned before, but when I paid for this, it actually cost just as much as the Ex-S Gundam. But to me, it's worth it. It's worth that price tag, especially considering we get the booster set later on. And I think a couple months now, so you'll be able to convert it into a completely different figure. So, it's a great release. It's, like I said, just as good as the Ex-S Gundam. Comes with a mostly brand new beam smart gun off of the Deep Striker. Comes with all the accessories that it needs, and it looks amazing. If you can find it, definitely pick it up.